I was born in Russia, and my parents and I moved here to Los Angeles when I was 3 years old, and we've been here ever since. I didn't grow up in a religious household, and I was never properly introduced to any religion. So I grew up as a non-believer. I also didn't have any interest in it at that time. Last year, I started a new job where I met James. When I learned he was Christian, at first I was surprised. I was surprised, and I actually looked down on it because I didn't know God yet. However, as time went by, he began to share the gospel to me. And due to my interest in him, I listened. I began attending Bible studies and found myself interested in learning more. I listened intently when he spoke to me about God and what it means to live a Christian life. By the time I attended church for the first time, I had already began praying for God to open my heart to him. Slowly but surely, I began to see the light. Little by little, different pieces started to come together, and my eyes were opened. Once I realized that I was now Christian, I felt guilty for the sinful life I'd lived. I just couldn't understand why I wasn't already going to heaven because I was a good person and I didn't mean any harm. I lived by my own moral standards and not God's. I felt so guilty, I stopped praying because I felt I wasn't worth it. Upon learning more about God, I understood that it was God's grace that saved me, and it was all according to his will and his timing. I now understand that I was born a sinner, and I played no part in my salvation. I can never live up to the perfect life that Jesus Christ lived, but I will pray that I can display my obedience to God. God sacrificed his son in order for me to be saved, and made a way for me to be reconciled with him with the resurrection of Jesus. God's grace humbled me, and all I can do is be thankful and live for him. I started praying again, and instead of feeling guilty, I asked for forgiveness and I expressed my gratitude. I knew this was my life now, and that thought brought me extreme joy. I always felt there was something missing in my life. I thought it may have been a fancy job or money, but I now feel that void in my heart has been filled. I was missing God, and now I feel complete. Being a Christian and a member of our church is a blessing, and I'm counting on you, my fellow worshipers, to hold me accountable as I grow in Christ. I will keep on praying for God's continued grace, guidance, and wisdom as I navigate through life with a renewed mind and a transformed spirit. I look forward to contributing to our church by joining a ministry where I can use my talents to serve God's people, and I look forward to sharing the gospel to the lost as it was shared to me. Thank you.